what to expect for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So I have pulled quite a few cards here out again just to give you a rough idea. It does look like there's some uncertainties for sure. The clarifiers are below, and the cards that are the main ones here are at least one major arcana. So I'll start off with the Eight of Swords, and then, of course, the next following card will be the Two of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and the King of Swords, as well as another Libra energy here with the Empress. So predominantly, you are the focus here for this period of time. Just again, the couple of days, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. It does look like there is some concern for sure. Anything around the Eight of Swords is you feeling restricted in some way, and it certainly feels like it's close to some kind of a partnership issue or a strong connection towards somebody. Doesn't have to be a love interest, but it could be just a very significant connection to you. There is definitely some sense of restraint. So for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, it does look as though there's going to be some careful moves here. I do feel like you're on the upper side of things, like with the clarifier of the Seven of Wands. So again, I'm just fleshing it out here, and then I'll go into more detail. But just overall, it does look like there's a restrictive energy, even though it does end up on a positive note here. But for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, it just feels as though there is going to be some sense of I don't want to say like a win exactly, but there's a consideration to feeling as though you're going forward with something regardless of this disconnect. There is definitely some insecurity, some, hidden secrets, or some kind of situation where you don't feel sure of yourself in a connection. It does, or what again, doesn't have to be a love interest. It can be just a very significant connection to you in terms of those that are very close to you and how you're going forward with them. But the other part of it is too, is there's a lot of twos here. So again, my jacket, sorry, just en route as usual. The Two of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, I mean, that's indicators that you're really strongly trying to balance something out. So there is definitely, even with the Eight, this is still a card of, even number here. We are looking at cards of trying to remain cautious in going forward. So the Two of Pentacles, again, is that card of, not really sure about how you want to go forward, or that you want to go forward with something. There's the Knight of Swords. Definitely communication can be a bit strained here. And I feel like there is something coming in, though, as far as an activity, because you do appear to be going forward with something regardless, with that Three of Wands energy. I do feel like you will be attending some kind of event or attending something that you feel is the right thing for you to do. And again, there is still some ambiguity about going forward. So whether you have completely decided on going to some event, I feel that you will be, even though there is a little bit of back and forth energy here, like I said, because the twos, and because you have the Two of Cups as well as the Two of Pentacles, I do feel like that is, again, that's about partnerships and, trying to weigh out something or balance something out in around a relationship or a connection. And again, you do have the Seven here as the clarifiers. So the Seven of Wands is definitely where you are, going forward with something despite whatever restrictions are in front of you for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I do feel like you will have a good time, though, like regardless of this really unusual energy here of, something that may be a little unexpected in regards to a connection as well, maybe showing up here. And again, there's still something that is yet to kind of materialize with that High Priestess energy. So I feel like you can just trust your instincts at this time, just going forward. I mean, these are all cards of protection, anything in around, even with the King of Swords. I mean, that's really strong, mature energy, making a decision based on a really logical, strong framework. You're really, um, you're making a decision based on, all aspects of, that you're aware of, right? So I feel like you're not going out to something in the dark. I think you have some idea of what to expect. And this could also represent, again, you're in this picture here in a very strong way. So, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, showing up with the cards here, with the King of Swords, and again, Libra energy with the Empress. So I just feel like you're really in a place where you're able to provide your own counsel. And so whatever, unsettling energy over here is getting in the way, I feel like you're making the right decision for you at this time. So I feel like that is going to be a very strong communication. About how, what it is that you're going into. I feel like you're going to be able to strongly communicate how you want to go forward here. And again, this could be just even going to an event and you're just really clear on how to get ahead with something. Like you're able to talk freely, you're able to, be really direct, because you're able to make decisions based on what you see, and you're really, you're relying on your intelligence in regards to whatever is coming up here. So I just feel like there's also, a little bit of, even though there's a sense of emotional detachment in a particular way and a bit of resistance in another way, I still feel like you are, standing strong in a situation, wherever it is that you're going to be going, whatever it is that you're attending. I still feel like you're wise in the way that you're going forward. Like I said, there is, like I say, something yet to be revealed here, and maybe this is just because you haven't quite come to terms with what's going to happen here with that, high priestess energy. But I still, again, there's a really strong sense of, um, following your spiritual path here, or following, your intuition again on this level here. And again, with that high priestess, I mean, it is still speaking to, having the power to really overcome, anything, because you've got a really good idea of your situation. Like I said, because of the King of Swords here, I just feel like you don't really have, you've got protection, and you've got wise moves, actions, that kind of thing. So like I said, whatever you're attending here, I feel you're going to go forward with it anyway. So we also have, like I said, with the King of Swords and the three of wands. I do feel like this is somebody, again, is kind of leadership material. So again, there could be a sense that you will be kind of attractive, or seen as very attractive at this event. I think that you're holding yourself together very well. I mean, you're presenting yourself in a way that is, quite intelligent and very together, and, really looking after yourself. Like I said, with the Empress, I feel like you will be having to put some time and energy into, yourself as well as the situation. There's time and energy that needs to be, you have to invest in yourself, enable for something to go forward here for sure. But there is incremental steps about, going into this direction in a positive way. And it just looks like you're coming off in a very favorable light. I'm not seeing super charismatic and all of that. It just feels like it's a very cautious energy over the next little bit here with, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. It just feels like it's not, it just feels like you're holding yourself together in a very, you know, um, coming from a very wise position, and you're coming off like you're intellectual, or that you're very, together, like I said, and you're presenting yourself very well, and as though you have some momentum to go forward. People are seeing some kind of growth. This is probably growth for you, as I say, as well, because there is an investment in whatever it is you're going forward with. So you are having to spend some time in thinking this out, but you are taking the action. You're moving into the situation here, like I said, with some kind of deeper inner knowing here as well, with that high priestess energy. So, um, and again, I just feel like you will be able to communicate strongly, even though there is a strong reserve in the way that you're going forward. Um, like I said, the energy of the Two of Pentacles is one of back and forth, not really sure about how I'm going to do this, or what I want to, you know, what decision but you ultimately are making the decision to go ahead. So, but again, just a lot of reserve and anxiety over the events that may take place. The energy of the Eight of Pentacles, like I said, is you investing in yourself, you investing in your own time, energy, things that interest you, things that you want to be able to, pull off. And I feel like that's good energy. That's, good on you. This is a place of starting, to, dedicate yourself to you. And I feel like you are almost kind of back and forth about going into that, but you're looking back on the past here as well with this anxiety and this situation of a relationship, significant relationship, whatever, and feeling like you aren't sure about how that will play out. But I think ultimately the question is, how much are you going to put into you? Because that's all I see here is you starting to invest in you, and there's not going to be any more back and forth, unless it's just about debating on how you're going to, uh, your next moves. But I don't think it's going to be involving all of this other stuff from the past here where there's a lot of uncertainty. So I don't feel like, even though you've got the 7 of Wands and that's a card of going forward and you taking the upper hand, it doesn't feel like a strong win of some sort here, because with the 8 of Swords, it just feels like I just have to do what I have to do, and I have to continue on my path, and I have to be flexible in the way that I go forward. I can't be doing all of these extremes in my life. I have to, do things in a really logical way. I have to go forward with things that I enjoy, hobbies or activities, and enough of this up and down because I need to have more flow in my life, a lot more fun. I need to have a lot more. I'm just not content with this lack of communication and this stifling sort of energy over here, is what I see. I feel like this is you dealing with a lot of problems. I feel like you're always trying to balance something out. I feel like this pairing leaves you feeling stymied or in some way, um, you know, just in some way restrained. But like I say, I don't feel like you're taking a significant risk necessarily, but I do feel like you're balancing out the energy and finding a fair way to to have fun and still, be mindful of this considerations to the situations around you. So again, really cautious energy is what I would say here for New Year's and New Year's Eve. But again, whatever it is you're doing, I feel like you're making the decision to show up and you're looking good. And I do feel like you are, it's a really abundant time. And I think this will be a happy sort of event for you overall. You're going to get something out of New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, because I feel like you're also showing up a little more easygoing, or flexible, but again, very strong in your character and the way you're presenting yourself. And you're looking very beautiful. You're looking really good or handsome, like I say, depending on the gender for sure. But I feel like you are in a place now where you just feel like you've got more going for you, because you are going to be putting in, more love and care and time for yourself. So, and again, when we're looking at the 3 of Wands energy, I feel like you're going to be advancing yourself in more of that energy. So the 3 of Wands with the Knight of Swords, I feel like you're going to invest yourself in activities that are uh, a lot more in the energy of competency, capable, that kind of thing. Because with the 7 over here, with the 7 of Wands, this is strength through adversity. And whatever these, anxiety ridden partnerships or connections were, and things not being known for you, I think a lot of that has sort of played out on some level that's left you in a resistance position. So again, I feel like you're really determined to protect yourself, protect your outcomes, protect your, future, protect uh your energy. And I feel like you're spending a lot more time, as I say, trying to rebuild all of that. So that's where you're standing your ground. That's where your deeper fears and doubts and all of that might be where you're starting out, but you are getting grip of uh, all of that energy here with that 7 of Wands, and you're really able to possess a stronger character. Because, like I say, I mean, you're coming out as the King of Swords as well as the Empress. That's really strong, capable energy. Um, and again, even with that 3 of Wands energy, I mean, you are still in a place of able to grow, able to communicate well, anything that you're trying to convey. 3 is creativity. So you might be using some of your creative thoughts or your creative ventures that might be coming out in conversation or something like that, but it's about exploring, deeper parts of yourself, expanding, and it's new adventures. It's all of that, but it's also about putting yourself onto a new path. So there is some kind of knowledge is power sort of going on here with this and, the King of Swords and the Three of Wands. Knowledge is power is a really strong connective connection, I feel, to those cards, those two cards. And I do feel like, as I say, this is really a time for you to be a lot more optimistic. But even if it is careful optimism, it's still going forward, and it is still about you know this can indicate some kind of a waiting periods, but so further out there may be even more to come with that Empress energy and the Eight of Pentacles, because this is still a growing period for you. But this is also having the foresight to see that and to know that there is more to come. And I guess still feel like there's something that's still a little unexpected here yet, that is yet to be revealed. Even though you're a little in reserve of what it will be. I mean, a lot of people I know had some challenges over the 2023. So I mean, you're probably feeling a lot more nervous about what those gifts or those significant events might be. But again, I still feel like with that Three of Wands energy, this is foresight and expansion. You can trust your intuition, you can trust how you're going forward. You are in a place of some kind of event that's probably, usually when I see the Three of Cups, that's more of a big happy gathering and whatever, but I still feel like you're going through with some kind of connection. I don't feel like you're going to be on your own for New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. There's some sense of restriction maybe around it, but as I say, I mean, you're still going forward with something, and it's a really determined energy here with the King of Swords, but calm, cool, collected energy. And again, as I say, I feel like you've got, uh, some real potential here to make some connections, even through New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, because I feel like you're, as I say, with the Empress energy, this is you coming off really well. It's a strong card as well for the month of, or for this couple of days. Empress energy is really having it all. This is all the queens sort of rolled into one. So you're really showing up in a place of looking successful, or looking, feeling good about yourself. All of those things come into play. And I do feel like you're coming off a little mysterious here as well with that High Priestess energy. So, and maybe a little bit aloof and in reserve, but I still feel like it's a very positive event for you overall, whatever your actions are. Again, um, there's still more to come, is really what I would say. And whatever happens on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, like I said, still has some sense of beauty attached to it. It also is something I feel that will come with a bit of a surprise event of something of some sort, something that might even be in around a connection, that somebody, maybe even in business or whatever, could be a very fortuitous sort of situation here. But I feel like you're drawing on your instincts and you're using your wisdom to kind of navigate through what works for you, what's best for you. Again, with the Eight of Pentacles, still a lot of investment here to come. I feel like that's where you're getting your peace and harmony, which is what you're striving for here with that Two of Pentacles and the Two again of Cups. I feel like you're trying to create more harmonious connections with people. And I feel like there is going to be plenty of success for you in the month of January, because I think your mindset has changed. I feel like there's more of a positive side of you that is coming out. People are seeing you in that same light. They're seeing you as, feeling better about yourself. There's not a lot of strong insecurity, because I'm not saying that that doesn't arise ever again, obviously, but I feel for this month, for the, even though you're starting out with some reluctance, I feel overall you are showing up and for yourself, and you're also coming out, uh, in an energy of, looking appealing, and, feeling some sense of harmony and balance despite all of this energy over here. And as I said, I mean, I still feel like you're being a lot more flexible over the next couple of days here, from that December 31st to to January 1st. I feel like there's a lot of energy around, really, like I said, in charge of yourself, in charge of your thoughts, in charge of like really having a strong stance in how you present. So, however that resonates for all of you. But that's what I see for the next couple of days anyway, or not for 2 days ahead here, but just for New Year's and for New Year's Eve and for New Year's Day. I feel like you are really creating something that is going to allow you to be deeper connected to something, and it's growing. It is growing. And I feel like you're taking more of a nurturing approach to yourself as well as building more security for yourself. And I feel like this is just the beginning of that path. Like I said, the next New Year's Eve and New Year's Day are really going to be about how flexible can you be, reveal only what you need to reveal, is what I see here. And I feel like it will benefit you overall in the end because you're concentrating on you and you're nurturing you. And I feel like there's a lot more. And because you're doing that, I feel like your relationships will improve as well because people tend to have more respect for people that have respect for themselves. So overall, doing too much for everybody is really just, letting people step on your boundaries. And I feel like this is enough of that with the Seven of Wands, even though, as I say, this is still, you want to keep the peace. The Eight of Swords is still that energy of, I need to I need to have my I need to have my thoughts clear, is kind of where you're at. I need to have my thoughts clear because that Eight of Swords energy is, about regenerating, reevaluating. You're really in that place, sorting through things. And I feel like, as I say, with eights, it's about setting priorities. And I feel that's what's happening with that Seven of Wands. Um, so again, the Eight of Swords is still an energy of, getting clear on what it is you need to do because you're feeling like something is really out of whack here. So again, I feel like that is where you're at. You're figuring out, how do I get clear with me? How do I build me? How do I do me better? The Eight of Swords is still that energy of, these are triggers. These are people trying to trigger you. And I feel like you're in a place of, I'm not being triggered anymore. These are, your issues over here. And this is all about expanding you. This is working on you. And again, Eight of Swords is, thinking through the emotions, thinking through the depths of yourself, as well with that High Priestess energy. Whatever frustrations that you're feeling over here, I feel like you are reversing that energy to a certain extent. Because you are gaining traction on your thoughts. You are the one that is in control of what's going in and how it will play out. And again, I see Empress energy, like I said, so you're really looking and feeling much better than you had. I don't think the worst is kind of, I don't want to say the worst is over, the worst is always coming, but at the same token, I feel like you are there for you and you're standing up for you. And I feel like this is about uh, not being limited by the things around you, seeing your strengths, and, you're not paralyzed by fear of the unknown because, as I said, you're in a space of going forward. Seven of Wands is you in your own corner. And overall, like I said, I think that flexibility really shows that you can trust yourself. You're not really confused here. This is monumental, really, because you're able to get out of your own way. And I think that is what it's all about, preparing to do you. So that's what I have for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I'll do some other reads here coming in, but for the moment, like I said, that's what I am seeing for the energy of December 31st, pre-January, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Anyway, have a great one. Happy New Year's, Libra, and we'll see you in 2023. And I think many of us are looking forward to it. Keep moving forward and never give up.